Good evening, dear listeners, viewers, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the WIL University of Technology Student Academic Development Support and Work Integrated Learning Show, live at COMETSA Television Network, our video streaming platform. This evening, I'm welcoming you from the Birchwood Hotel outside the OR Tambo International here. Mary will know very well where that is. Mary is one of our guests, by the way, situated in the city of Ekurhuleni. So she will tell you a little bit about which part of Ekurhuleni she comes from. My name is Sam Zima. I am your host and your anchor this evening. This show is brought to you in partnership with the WIL University of Technology, the Cooperative Education Department, the WIL team at the WIL University of Technology. And today we have decided to bring the industry practitioners. I call them industry practitioners because they've gone through the whole process of qualifying themselves, and they are no longer called students. If you want to use the title student, you can rather put the two letters behind that or before that, call them ex-students. These are professionals. They're going to share with us their own experience of WIL. But we have invited also our key person, the instigator, I always call her, the person behind it, and that is Trudy Abrams. She is the person that had the first encounter with these two colleagues when they entered the world of work as WIL students. And she's going to share with us the experience they've made. I'm going to ask each one of them to introduce themselves, tell you where they are, where did they grow up, what did they do today, and what has WIL program brought to their lives. I have that insight, first because I have experienced it myself, but for many years I have been working with universities of technology to educate around the WIL program. But let's start very slowly and go all the way to Western Cape Province, Cape Town, the mother city, and welcome Trudy Abrams, who is the training coordinator at Ontec, and she is the person that actually saw these graduates that are now professionals through the process. Trudy, how is the weather in Cape Town today?
Hello, Mr. Zima. Today it was horrible. We've had some rain. Yesterday was 30 degrees. Today it's winter, Cape Town.
That's Cape Town for you, right?
That's Cape Town for you. So Thank you once again for inviting us to the show. My name is Trudy Abrams. My background is training. I studied management right up until master's. But my first engagement with WIL was when I worked for a company called Actaris, which then became Itron, which now is Ontec. So Ontec Systems is a South African smart technology company that provides end-to-end metering and utility metering management solutions. From
you told me that you told me that. Can you hear me? You told me that the title might be misleading. You're not coming from HR department. You're actually coming from the solution side of the business. Am I right?
Correct. That is correct. So yeah, I'm not in HR, but we work closely together. But when it comes to the graduates and interns, I look after them, go through the plans with training plans for them. which is slightly different now from what I've done when I first onboarded Gift Konanani and then also Miss Mary. So from that, we've evolved with time. We've made things a little bit more smoother. We're still doing the tests. They would know the tests, you know, just to, before we do the interviews, we would do a test.
If I told you then when you started with them that one day we will be in a show like this and telling the world about how successful this program was, what would you have said then?
I would have believed it. I think because of the caliber of people, their character, who they are, anything is possible. And I mean, they proof.
Yeah.
So definitely, I would have believed it. I look at Gift is the CTO for one of the big meter manufacturing companies.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Wow.
You know?
So Trudy, before I bring them on to introduce our viewers, we talk about students and then we talk about WIL and then we talk about the world of work. Now, work integrated learning. In short, how will you define it for somebody that is hearing about it for the first time?
So I would say it's an opportunity for our youth, you know, for the young people that are fresh out of university, just to bring them in, show them what the real world is like, what is industry like. It's slightly different from, you know, what they've learned in school. What they've learned in school is still necessary, but this is where, you know, the rubber hits the road. This is where things happen. And so attitude is so important, I would say, you know, and just absorbing, you know, that positivity, the want to be eager, you know, just to absorb from industry leaders that we're working with. So you've got the opportunity, I would say, just go for it. And then from a company or organization perspective, open your doors, give them an opportunity.
And I assume that this is not a kind of job that you can do well if you're not really passionate about mentoring and supporting new entrants into the world of work. Am I right?
That is correct. It's so important. I think our engineers, where I'm with right now, they have a passion for people, and even the ones before, you know, it's that knowledge that they want to share, they want to transfer, because they've been there, they've been in that position at some point in their life, so they understand, you know, how afraid, how scared to make a mistake. And then, I mean, the electrical engineering industry, it's not easy. So yeah, but there's lots of knowledge to be shared. It's for them just to get in there and absorb each and every little thing.
Yeah, let's welcome them. I'm looking at Gift, you know, he's sitting nicely and quietly in his vehicle because he couldn't make it to be settled down at his office or home to join. He had to park somewhere on his way. I don't know whether he's from the client or from one important meeting. Gift, welcome. Say hi to the viewers and tell them where do you come from and what are you doing currently?
Good evening, colleagues, and you know everyone who's on the live today. My name is Gift Molaudzi. I'm currently the CTO for Hexing electrical company, which is a manufacturer and a solutions provider for smart meters in South Africa. So I believe majority of you who have you know residential meters in your houses would have seen Hexing, a Hexing meter somewhere, possibly maybe complaining, you know, to say you're getting charged a lot of money for electricity. But yeah, that's the industry that we're in at the moment, which is the metering industry, to be specific. Just for a bit of background, about myself, I grew up in a small town in Toyando called Ramondo. This is where I went to school, all the way from primary school until high school. When I came, here to Johannesburg to finish my grade 12 and grade 11. Then I studied my engineering. I did my engineering studies at VUT for electrical engineering. At the time, they referred to it as a heavy current, which mostly focuses on, low voltage installations and high voltage installations. But it's a broad industry, as you can see, with metering industry that I'm in now. It's a little bit different from, where I come from, university. It's an industry that at the time I think we didn't even consider it as an industry at that time. I remember when I was at university at that time, I thought maybe I was going to be an installer, or I will do some transformers. But yeah, that's the industry indeed that I'm currently in, and that's a short, of it that I can give you about myself. I think we'll, untangle more as we go on with the interviews.
Yeah, all the way from Toyando in Venda to the top of the world. If I'm a young kid looking after outside Toyando and I'm listening to Konanani speaking and say he's the CTO of Hexing, I should be very motivated. This must be a great feeling, a gift to have, having traveled that long.
Yeah, correct. It's a very exciting feeling. I think it was one of my goals, when I started working for the company. Considering that I still wanted to be in a technical field for a long time. The highest I could see going at the time was obviously to.
Wow, I think we're losing him there, but thank you so much. We're gonna talk more about the journey. We're gonna talk more about the journey. Let's welcome Mary, who comes from my city, the city of Ekurhuleni. Mary, welcome to the show. Tell the people about your earlier years and what brought you to VUT and what do you do currently at your organization. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Sam. Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Tladi. I'm the girl from the Eastern Niger, Duduza. So yeah, that's where I did my high school in Nimrod. Nimrod Njabulo Ndebele. So yes, it's in Duduza. So I did my high school there. Then I went to VUT. I did electrical engineering. After my first year, I was like, I need to change and do a different course, which was mechanical, but I was advised to do to still continue with electrical, then combine it for GCC purposes. Then I was like, then cool. Yeah, so in short form, it means I've done electromech. Then I did my BTech. I think that's where, during my BTech, that's where I met Trudy as I was doing a project on energy management, of which smart metering falls under that. So currently, that's why I met Trudy there. Then I worked for a company called Macrocom. That's where I learned a lot of things there. Data analysis. I've been in the back office. So I do most of data analysis, the AMR system, what gift supply. I need to do the data analysis and provide to the client, put it in a small, in a simplest, customized, simplest format for the municipal most of the time to understand that. Then from there, I like helping. I'll go also with Trudy to a career exhibition. If there's any marketing, I'll just go there. So I think that's where I get up doing tendering. So at the moment, I'm more like a tender specialist.
Wow, beautiful. Trudy, what did you see in Mary and Gift as you were interviewing them that made you believe that they will crack it?
Ah. So I met Gift in 2015. It's 10 years ago. Can you believe it? And I met Mary, it was in 2017. And it's attitude. It's all about the attitude. I mean, put the intellect aside, they've got that. I mean, we've ticked that off already. But it's that attitude, the perseverance, it's just a whole package. I think the want to learn and give mention, and he will obviously speak about his own journey, but the willingness to absorb information, just the willingness to do whatever it is that your mentor would ask you to do.
Yeah, he was telling us that
when I met Mary,
you just while on Gift, he was telling us that you called him on the day of the interview to come for him. That's rough, Trudy.
Yes. I think Gift will share him first.
How did you come with that Gift?
No, that was a very nervous experience.
That was an ambush,
It was an ambush, but I mean, it came again. It came at the right time for me. I had been applying for a lot of opportunities at that time because I had finished my S4, which is the theoretical part of my diploma at the time at the VUT. And in order for me to get a diploma, obviously I need to do 1 year of practical work. So I'd been sitting at home for over 6 months at that time. So, I was really just applying for anything. And that day, it just felt like a God-given moment for me. I mean, I received the call, someone on the phone who I don't know just told me, you can come for an interview at this time. That was about maybe an hour or 2 hours away. And I'm like, you know what, it's fine. I'll be there. And mind you, the interview was in Sandton. This is my first. I've never been to Sandton in my life prior from that time. So I just took a taxi, went there, and the rest was history. But it was it was a very
you got a taxi from township to rushing to be in time to be interviewed in Sandton.
correct, from Tembisa to be specific. From Tembisa, to Sandton. Yeah, so I went there. I did my interview, and yeah, I think it worked out. Looking back, now.
Wow. Your story is very much similar to story of our sister Mary, because she had to find a company to go and do some research. And where did you find this company that Trudy was with? And how did you know about it, Mary?
A friend of mine called me in Secunda. Is like, you need to go to Secunda, and I've never been Secunda, and I have a lot of friends everywhere. So they just made a plan that I went there and slept at my friend's home, and she was not there. She was still at school at that time. And then in the morning I got there. I think I was the only female. It was a very long queue, more than 50 people there. We stood there until, like, you know what, I need to go in front and ask exactly what do they want, because most people were people who were looking for the in-service training. For me, I just needed a project. I just needed to do a project. It's there. Just for 6 months, I was going to be okay. So yeah, then that's where I met Trudy, and then we discussed, we exchanged numbers. Then I went back home, and then and then I went to VUT, I think, and I went to the WIL department, And I told them about Trudy and all that, and I think that's how they keep communication, and then they submitted more CVs of a lot of people. Yeah, I think that was the large number. I'm not so sure, but I think that was the large number that we have ever got for the WIL students. And then, yeah, we went to Wheatbank. At least I have family that side.
These are some inspiring stories. Let's also reflect on what the viewers online are saying. Some people are celebrating you already. I'm sure these are your colleagues and friends. Ile from Modise is dancing for you. And we have Tile here. We have Richard Madonna. He's saying that the future is bright when you put in the work. So proud. And Siyabonga Ngwenya says, Mary Tladi, we are proud of you. These are your colleagues, right? And then Sipati Mpahlele, she says, my Mary.
Those are my former colleagues and my classmate, my former classmate, and some of them are still my friend even now. So yeah, it's really overwhelming.
Wow, you represent all of them.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think Trudy as a training coordinator at Ontec, I think, yes, we're celebrating the journey that you assisted these two colleagues to go through under WIL, but there are some loaded messages in their stories that those who want to follow on their footsteps must hear. And if I may ask you what those messages are that are coming through these stories that they're sharing with us, that you would like to magnify for those who want to walk in the same path with them through WIL program. You are muted, yeah?
Yeah, I just saw the mute now. So I think from a student perspective, what we are looking for, there is some issues. I mean, transport, accommodation, you know, sometimes, as Mary mentioned, you know, she had to move around to try and be at a position where, you know, she could do her project. And with that, you know, you need to think about accommodation, transport, you know, it really, I think it can mess you up. Because you need to find space.
There are many obstacles that could discourage a student from trying to access opportunities, right?
Absolutely. And transport and accommodation is one of the biggest things, because the opportunity might not be close to where you live or where you are. So for me, I worked across different provinces, so I wouldn't always be in one place at the same time. I lived out of a suitcase for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Because I needed to move, and wherever I moved, even Secunda, I would drive up to Secunda, and the VUT team, I must say, all of them are phenomenal. I've met them in 2015, early 2015s, and we've had a close relationship. The entire team, Dr. Annie, Simon, Edwin, Sylvia, and the gang, and we've got the unsung heroes, you know, like Emmanuel and Offense. So it's a phenomenal team to work with. They make life easy for us in industry, you know.
Yeah. So as a student taking part in the WIL program, you are never alone. However, a lot still depend on your own initiative. Am I right?
Yeah, that is correct. So I feel for students sometimes, you know, when you see they feel a bit discouraged, because that's the first thing that they would worry about. Okay, if I do get it, now I get the opportunity, but then how am I going to get to work every day? And the stipend isn't much. So I think the stipend.
Let's unpack it out nicely for the students, but also for the industry colleagues that want to participate in. So a WIL is a partnership kind of a program. So you have the university, and on the university side, you have a faculty, and then you have the colleagues as you mentioned them, in the cooperative education department, whose job is to facilitate this move from university to go and do training. And then it's you, Trudy, and your colleagues in the industry, HR department training, and people like yourself who are actually on the ground that are going to look after these students. Just give me the A to Z of this process. From the moment the university approach your company, what do they look at? And then once they have appointed you, what must be in place for you to help the students achieve what they came there for? And how it's been the experience with your previous and current company?
So with my previous company, I think I've had the flexibility, to assist with decision making as to who are we onboarding and, who the final students are, making the selection. And then from there, obviously making sure that they have a mentor in place. I'm not the mentor, but I am the person that would constantly be checking in on them, make sure that they're okay, check the mood, how's the mood, and then are they doing what they're supposed to be doing throughout the journey. With my current company, and we didn't do this at the time with Mary and with Kunanani, we're still onboarding students. I've not stopped doing that. I've been doing it throughout the past couple of years, and I'm still doing it. We've got guys from VUT at our Joburg branch, and we've got a couple of guys in Cape Town, 4 guys in Cape Town from a different institution. But before they get here, so we still go through the tests. We do the tests, make sure that we've got the right people. And then the next thing is the attitude. To have the right attitude, the hunger, the questions. We like when people ask lots of questions. And then that was one of the things that came through from Miriam and Gift. You could see the hunger, the eagerness that they are serious about this. And then from there, I think our HR department takes over in terms of setting them up, getting the machine set up and everything else. And then I'll work closely with the technical team to set up a plan, because now we've got a plan for the month. What would they be doing for the month, so that we don't want to waste time. We don't want to waste anyone's time. By the time the guys leave our organization, they should be ready for industry, whether they stay with us or they leave us. We want to make sure that they've got the tools to give them that head start. So every end of the month, they would have to present to our CEO and their own team. Also, it helps build confidence. We test to see whether you've learned anything, because that would show whether your mentor spent the time that is necessary to invest in you. You've given us a plan at the beginning of the month. Did you follow through? We've also got logbooks where they need to sign off every end of the week to make sure that there was contact. And we want to see the contact that took place. Was it via Teams? Was it face-to-face? How did those engagements happen between yourself and the mentor? So those are the things that we've put in place now that helps us track the progress.
And this is not your only job. This is on top of other responsibilities.
Yeah, no. My job really is on the training side. So I work closely with setting up the training center, making sure customer training happens. But this is my passion. And I'm so blessed that my CEO and my immediate boss, who's the Chief Strategic Officer, they supporting me with my passion. So I get to do what I love.
Will you say that this is your calling, or is one of your callings?
I think this is my calling, and I think we spoke about this as well. Nothing happens by chance. Someone came with the contract many, many years ago when I was still in Cape Town, and this is where I was exposed to it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. And it was one of our engineers, and he saw an opportunity for us to bring in graduates that could work in our R&D department alongside our engineers, and that was the first intake. And those guys are still with the company. the ones that I've onboarded, my first batch are still with the company. Some of them started their own business. Some of the guys are very senior in our company right now. So I'm just proud. I'm super proud when you see that all of these guys. I mean, look at Mary. Mary's a female in, you know, a male-dominated industry, and I think she'll talk about her own journey. I'm just proud.
Wow. Wow. Mary, that was actually in my mind as we started to say, I mean, if I'm a girl child at the high school and I look at and listen to what Mary is saying as the engineering environment, did you really have to put on those hard hats and the boots and the protective equipment, Mary, and go into the ground and do the work?
Somehow in the
And how was the
beginning,
experience?
I was feeling excited. This is exactly what I wanted to do. Like I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was with there's nothing that excites
and you found out that those are just perceptions. It's not they're not reality.
After that, I was like, they put me in the office. They're like, it's okay. Then I understood we all need each other in a way. So yeah.
Wow. We'll talk about that because I mean we want more women in these industries, and sometimes the cultural beliefs or the practices of the past are discouraging, and we need to assist people to look at yourselves and also follow suit. And I mean, now to know that at your company there is you there who can welcome these young student women graduates coming in, that must be assuring. But what I'm also interested in from the two of you, Gift, is I'm sure there was some element of naivety from your side when you go to the industry, coming from the university, educated, loaded with a lot of stuff, theories, and now you're going to the industry to show them how it's done. Or am I wrong? Gift?
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, this is one of the things that I always see now, even with younger guys, you know, younger interns that are kind of to go through. I think the network is a bit bad there from my side, but this remind me of that phase that I went through. You know, coming from the university. You think you know everything theoretically because you know, obviously you haven't been in a professional world as yet, so you have all these expectations about what you're going to be doing in the workplace. You know, maybe you're going to be doing some calculations, some designs, you know, maybe we'll spend time doing some mathematical models, but you get there. There's an element of you that has to be humbled and say, you know what, these people that are in the industry, they've been there for such a long time, and I can, you know, this is an opportunity for me to learn as much as I can from these people. It's like you know, it's like a life hack, I would call it. You know, it's such a blessing to come in as a student in the industry, and then you get people that have been there for such a long time, and it's an opportunity because you know, our industry peers, especially in engineering, they're willing to share as much as they can in order to see the young people grow within the field. We know how difficult it is for people to get into this industry. Most people are discouraged, actually. They think it's a difficult field to be in. They would rather do other courses. But it's such an exciting field for young people. And it's a field that's actually yearning for more young talent to, you know, young people to come in, and then they shape their minds to be useful in the industry. So, you know, yeah, definitely, I went through that phase, but I'm glad I went through it. I was humbled, you know, coming into the industry, you know, in the WIL program, where I got exposed to people that are so revered in the industry. You know, you see, at the time, I remember, you know, when I came in with Trudy, one of our, you know, my mentor was Mr. Christo. I believe he's still, in the industry, but he's in an academic space. But if you speak of his name in our industry, everybody knows this person. So, we got exposed to so much experience from that point, and definitely it was a blessing for me to go through that. And it's an opportunity for everyone, I believe, coming in as a student.
So that call from Trudy that day was not a mistake. It was designed to be that way.
Definitely, most times I tell my students that story sometimes, about it. And definitely it was not by chance that I got that call that day. And even another thing I should tell you, because for me, I always felt like at the time I was a wild card, because there was a lot of people that were interviewed already. So it felt like maybe Trudy just said, hey, maybe another person didn't come for the interview. Let me call this guy. That's how that's how I felt about that situation. And I will tell you, at that time, I then got an opportunity to work with a company that was just starting to make its mark, in the South African metering industry. So you could really consider it as a startup. They had big projects at the time, but to really establish themselves in the South African market, it's a Chinese company. So at that time they were starting, and out of all the interns that were there, I was the only person that ended up being selected to get a permanent contract at that time for that specific company. So hence I'm saying it was not by chance that I got that call. Even looking back, the work that I'm currently doing, the influence that I now have to a certain level of people is something that's almost like it was written before. So I think an opportunity came, and definitely I just grabbed it, and it was a wonderful opportunity for me. It still is. I would think Mary will tell you that the industry that we're in is very small, so you get exposed to such influential people in the energy sector, with direct communication with them, and also direct influence on what's being done in the industry at the moment.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful indeed. Mary, I'm going to come back to you to also hear your own experiences now that you do have students that you welcome and you look after. What kind of challenges and how you go about looking after your students. But before that, Trudy, I want us to reflect on this. The universe has got a way of responding to our desires. And I always say that as a trainer, and I mean, you invariably also a mentor and advisor to people. But sometimes it's not even about doing, it's just being. Imagine and desire and aspire to become somebody else that out there that motivates you. So there's this little example of you calling him. I don't think you woke up and say, I'm going to wait when I'm left with 1 hour and call this student. But it might be that your energy is connected when you're sitting there and something said to you that, no, but I need to call this person. And I think sometimes we give up before even trying. Now, and the same happens when I listen to your story. I mean, I wanted you to start by sharing with people. Where did you actually start? And what made you to transition into a position where you are now, and you no longer are living in a suitcase, you are sitting in an industry, and you are actually helping people achieve their dreams. Any reflections there?
Actually, I'm back at the company that I used to be before I left, because I moved to Joburg. I lived in Joburg for about 5 years, a little over 5 years. And then I moved back to Cape Town in 2020 when the whole COVID thing started. And I tried something else within the company that I'm with. It was sales, and it didn't work for me. And I thought I would be good at it. And now that I'm back in the space that I'm in, this is my passion. This is where I'm meant to be. Somehow I feel like God is like, no, sales is not for you. There's no purpose for you there. You need to be where we impact lives. And you'll know this, Mr. Tima,
Yes.
just to impact lives and
just look now at some of your these two examples of the many lives that you have touched.
There's another live with Kelibogile who's in the comments.
Yes, that's Kelebogile Mulise.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelebogile Mulise saying kudos to the whole panel for this amazing discussion on WIL. For engineering students, your insights will definitely help students make the most of their one-year practical experience. Wow, congratulations. So she's also your graduate.
She is also one. She's amazing. She is really amazing. And I think Mary can also just attest to that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mary, are you replicating what Trudy is doing in your companies?
Definitely. Thank you.
And how do you go about it, and what some of the challenges that you are helping them pull through?
When I was with Trudy, I used to also go around. I was just telling her, I'm not that busy. I can go with you if she's going for career exhibitions, career openings. I'll just go with her. She didn't know that I'm actually looking what she's doing, so that I can also get some skills, because I've been a shy person. Hey, I only became open now when I started doing my wills and service trainings. So I think after my will, and I became permanent, and then they brought other WIL students which were doing something totally different from engineering. It was computer science and operation management and IT. But then remember, the first 3 months, at least, or 6 months, you should know everything about the company. It doesn't matter what course you did. You need to understand the product of the company so that you know exactly where do you want to grow in. So I will always introduce. I was always open to help them to do reports of how they will always come to my office and ask, how do you do this? Can I help you? Then I will help them. And then obviously I have some due dates. And I'm very open. I'm always laughing. Even if I'm serious, I'm still laughing. So they just took that for granted that we will do your report, and I have the due date. We used to do a weekly report and a monthly report. So weekly report, I will need it, let's say maybe Wednesday at before 12. And then they will be there chilling and all that. And then I'll be like, my report, is it ready? They're like, don't worry, your report will be ready. And my report was never ready, I think around 3 p.m. And then I had to call them in the boardroom, still laughing. And I was like, I put everything down, but I'm still laughing. And then they saw that it looks like it's serious. Then I brought some paper and I considered this a verbal warning sign. And then they saw that this was serious. And then they went and did it. Whoever gives them the task, they will excel. And they always say, Mary will give you a task and still play with you and laugh with you, but just know that she needs that, because I wanted them to be flexible. If you are free, you are free, do what needs to be done. Like, no, prioritize your task, know why you are there. Even if we playing and all that, but just know where you stand. You are here to work, so make sure. So I think that's one of the things that I think I enjoyed mentoring them, that type of a leadership. And I think it also assisted sometimes even the HR, maybe when they are doing some evaluations that are needed by SETA, and I'm able to at least evaluate them properly, because we already did most of the things that I never even knew that the SETA will want feedback on. And for me, the only challenge when I started, I think, with my WIL program was having to be in the office. Remember, I came and I want to be in the field. I want to wear PPE, but then I found that engineering is very broad. Actually, not everyone, their hands are going to be dirty. The same people that are working in the field, the same task, the same skills that they are doing there and in the project, I need to compile that in a technical or in a proper format that is going to be presentable to the department or the company itself. So I learned data analysis. I never liked Excel. Excel used to deal with me. I was like, Excel is for business admin people. I'm an engineer or technologist. Give me a meter, give me something to work on. And then from there, I excel everything. And they gave me some meters that like, do your own setup for testing. That's where I got electrocuted because I came with that mentality. I want to do this. I want to do this by myself. And then that's where I think they started guiding me. But then it helped me because they let me be. And then once I fall, then they come and pick me up. They show me steps to take in order to succeed in a certain project. I always ask. So I was a very shy person, and plus, you see, I'm very tiny. So I wouldn't want to defend or like voice out, but I would just voice it properly. But then until one of my boss told me that you need to be bold, you are a problem solver. If there's something, you need to come up with a solution. We are not here to cause problem, but to come with a solution. You saw we did a problem, you have to resolve that. And you need to be bold with your answers. So that's why I think I got my confidence in that I'm able to stand up on my ground and attest to something.
Wow, beautiful. All the universities in South Africa, in particular, the universities of technology, are involved in WIL programs. But I want you to share with our viewers what is so unique about Valley University of Technology in hindsight that you will want to share with people out there that they will experience if they come and study at Valley University and participate in the WIL program, Gift, and then of course Mary afterwards.
I'll just go back to the time when I made a decision to go to VUT. I think VUT still to this day, I would still say is still highly ranked when it comes to University of Technologies in terms of the theoretical knowledge that you get while you're there, as well as the practical knowledge that they try to obviously teach you when you're there. At the time, I remember when I started studying at VUT, most of the lectures that we had there, were people that actually wrote books for other universities. So even your TUTs, we had academics such as Mr. Van Zyl, who wrote a book for electrical engineering, right? So VUT, I would say, definitely still is to this day. I've not had much engagements, with students from VUT. Recently, I get a lot of students from TUT, which is also a good university. But I think technologically, I still think it's well revered. It has good quality when it comes to the students that come from there. They seem to understand the basics, of electrical engineering, and I found it, it's more easier, to train them when they come. As I said, we're still doing training. We still do WIL program, and obviously I took most of that from Trudy, from what I learned from the mentors that I got when I came to the industry. But VUT, I would say definitely for engineering, I would still rate it as one of the best universities in South Africa.
Beautiful, beautiful. Mary, help get your child there at high school in terms of what they could experience if they get accepted at VUT.
Can you repeat that again?
I just say advise a high school child there, in particular a girl child who is considering to follow on your footsteps. what will they experience if they come to Valley University of Technology for studies?
There's a lot of freedom, and they should know exactly what field they want to be. Like if they want to be in electrical engineering is broad. It's very broad. We have process instrumentation, computer system, which also falls under electrical engineering. We also have electronic, and then we have power. Power is the heavy current one. So yeah, so they should make sure that they pass the maths and physics. So yes, and again, I do tutor maths and science. So for people in the East End, if they have some challenge.
So you go back to your previous school and you assist the high school students.
At the moment, I just assist randomly, but then since 2013 to 2015, I've been doing some tutoring there. Tutoring at my high school. I used to do that as a part of my community service that I was required by my buzzer. So yes, and apart from that, I still do. I am a judge at Actom Expo for Young Scientists. I started from 2018 until now. So I'm
wow, congratulations.
Engineering space. So I always want to give back to the community. I want everyone to excel. We need more engineers. Yes. So and then now that the space of energy, renewable energy, smart metering is really growing, and that means there are a lot of opportunities in there.
Wow, Trudy, you have done great work. Let's acknowledge the colleagues online that are making some comments, which we appreciate so much. Tile says, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well. It's Tiye. Tia says, as a technician, VUT alumni, and future technologist, this is very motivating to hear all of you. Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Tia. Dembe Nefale, Konanani Molaudzi, you highly inspire me, brother. So that's wonderful. And then, of course, we did read the message from Gilevuile. And then we have Siabonga Ngoenya also posted something there. Thank you, Trudy, for giving opportunities to all graduates and showcase their skills and giving a great, I think you are still typing something there, but we get the message. Thank you. You are a great leader, especially the youth needs people like you. Please continue. God will bless you. Wow, that's beautiful, Trudy. I mean, they've said it enough, you know. And then Bafaza Kananani Molaudzi, your journey really pushes me to believe in my own brother. And that is the whole idea. That is the objective of this monthly conversation on this, because we tend to think that it's easy because we have gone through it. There's a lot of people out there that will benefit from the stories that you are sharing with them. And I'm very glad that all of you are already involved with students, and then you are still very young and you are occupying really meaningful positions in your companies, but you are also involved in educating others that are coming on board, and you want them to share from, to learn from you. That's wonderful. I also have Adiani Felicity Molaudzi. Well, the Molaudzis are behind you, Gift. Well done. Mary, thank you for your hard work and giving back to the community. May the Lord continue to bless you abundantly. Those are beautiful messages. What is going on in your system? How do you feel? What thoughts and feelings and emotions are being evoked by messages like these ones that you are receiving? Mary?
It is really exciting. It's really exciting, and that they are also people on this platform, and it makes me proud. It makes me proud, and God bless them too.
Yeah.
And I hope they can see Trudy there for those people who are busy, who are still looking for the WIL programs. They should check Trudy's name and go on LinkedIn and send her messages. Go fill her inbox, please. Go fill her inbox.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, beautiful. That's wonderful. I want us to then talk about Trudy, maybe starting with you. I know the focus of WIL is for us to help the students to enter the world of work and get experience and then acquire credit so that they can graduate. Over and above that, you do also engage with the universities, and there are certain things the universities are looking for in a partner like Ontec. I don't think they just came and say take students and then leave it there. What kind of conversations do you enter into universities, and what kind of expectations and requirements they put forward? And on from your side as well, when you give them feedback about students, what are the things that you will want universities to pay attention to for a WIL program to be successful?
So they would come out, they want to come see that there's an actual company, and that they'll come and check if there's engineers to do that would mentor the students. So it is a process. They'll come and vet first, and then if they're happy with what they see, then they'll allow us to continue with the engagement. The electrical engineering or the engineering guys have a logbook. So they come with the logbook to say, this is what they need to do, and you should be able to accommodate that. So you'll tick to say, look, we can do this, this, and the other. We may not be able to do some of it. And in some instances, they would be okay with it. And then we go.
And then from your side, what is it that you require from the universities for the program to be successful?
So I think we work closely together with them, with the institutions, especially the co-op department. I mean, we will hear regularly from them. From our side, all we need is the good quality students like we've got here. And that's basically it. It's just the attitude. What we look for is have good attitude. And then also patience, because as Gift mentioned earlier as well, some of the guys, you've studied all these exciting things and now you want to get into the engine room and you want to start going. No, just take a couple of steps back. Today, one of my students, or the interns that I've placed at our organization, he said to me, you know what, I want to do the practical stuff. So I said to him, just be calm, be patient, give yourself some time. He's only started a month. So just take it easy, because I think Mary and Kunlani can maybe give some advice then, from their perspective. It is a journey. Whether you start with the storeroom, use every opportunity you've got. By doing that, you get to know the products. You get to know the different types of products. There's different types of meters. So if you do something repetitively for a period of time, don't take it for granted. Use it as an opportunity to learn. So yeah, I think that's all I would say is
those are the wise ways. Those are the wise ways of a mentor in you, Trudy. Who supports you in these organizations? I mean, you are the face of your organization, but I'm sure there's a lot of resources and support that we don't get to see that makes you to be this successful and this passionate. What kind of support do you get from your company at Ontec?
From my CEO, Damien Padachi, he is amazing. And then also our Chief Strategic Officer, who is my boss, my immediate boss, he's Dasi Naidu. They are phenomenal. They support me with this entire journey. Whatever I need, they make sure that I've got it. And also I'm back here, so they're opening the platform for me. The same with the training, So I think from that perspective, and they're also very passionate. They're also engineers, so they're very passionate. They know the student journey, where they come from. They've been through it themselves. So I think for me, that's bonus. So it's easy to I don't want to say I don't
So
need to
the
do
environment, the environment and the culture of a company play a key role for you to be successful with initiatives like this.
Absolutely. If you've got the commitment from the top, the rest is smooth sailing.
That looks like a kind of a template that we could share with other industry partners out there, and perhaps benchmark and learn from each other. Because there is no need for competition around WIL. I do work with other universities of technology as well, from a consultant and coach perspective, and I do find that indeed it is a need that is at national level. These things don't just happen in the empty space. We have some other remarks that I need to share with you. I mean, this is very interactive with people that are commenting here. Let's acknowledge them. You can see the on the screen there, we have Kulisa Maimela. This is inspiring, Mr. Molaudzi. I think we read that message. And then we have Mbongeni Sindani. I know him quite very well. What an inspiration moment, especially to the engineering field. So I think that's what people are picking up from this conversation. And I think the message we are trying to bring across is there is a lot that happens behind the scenes for work integrated learning to be successful. But perhaps, Kononani, if you can share with them, when you enroll at the university for an engineering degree or diploma, and then you go through your theory, at what stage of your studies does the WIL become a must? And what should they do in preparation for that stage when it comes?
I think, when you're at a level where you are at university, so by the program on how the university runs is that you do your S1, S2, S3, S4, right? So by
those are the phases that you go through the when you are inside the company, right? The S1, S2, S3. Gift.
Yes.
Those
So
are
S1,
the
S2,
phases.
S3.
How long is each of those phases in an industry?
Can you please repeat that question?
How long is each of those S1, S2, S3 in the industry? For how long do you take to complete each one of those stages?
So totally in the company, the work integrated learning takes about a year. Right. So 6 months, 6 months. Right. You do your first 6 months, and then you do your second 6 months, whereby you need to submit the reports for each one of those two. Right. But from an experience point of view, I can tell you it brings in a whole lot of things, much more than what you learned from the university. I think one of the things that I emphasized on, when I was talking about the transition from the university to integrated learning, was the fact that when I was a student, I thought everything, was gonna be about me doing some calculations, doing some designs in my workspace. But there's a whole lot more you get from work integrated learning. You learn about professionalism, for example. Even your peers at that time who have been in the industry for such a long time, they want to teach you mannerisms in the work integrated learning. Sometimes maybe they even give you the tasks that are not related to your work, requirements. You can be asked to do housekeeping. As I said, engineering students, we are very stubborn. because we I think we are the right at the top of the career choices. So we expect when we get to a work integrated learning, we're gonna get to doing some dope things to call it, or some very important work. But what really happens is that this work is designed to make you be ready for the work environment. So you go through all sorts of hurdles. You learn how to communicate with people. You learn how to interact with your peers. You not only focus on on engineering and designing things. That's even the last part of the training. And this, you can see, it's also a transition from the university phase. At university, engineering students, they take certain subjects for granted. There's some subjects, I think Mary will even attest to that. Some subjects referred to as communication. This is where you're learning to do presentations, you're learning to write reports. It forms such an important part of being a professional once you get into the industry. As I indicated, in my field, I talk to people most of the time. 80% of the time, I have to engage with people, be it on a managerial level, be it from a customer support perspective. I need to be able to stand in front of people, do presentations. So, the WIL program, it's a package that has all different skills that's going to make you a professional that's useful to the company and, employable to companies.
Hence the name work integrated learning, Trudy. It's work integrated with your learning. So it's not like you stop learning, now you are just doing, actually working as you are doing the stuff. And I think you mentioned the logbook. I guess the logbook is there to enforce that, because do you get to have a conversation with them at the end, looking at the logbook and challenge them about the things they've written in their logbook, or how do you sort of like quality check that the learning is happening?
So from our so they've got a logbook, which the institution have their own guidelines as to what needs to be covered from an organizational perspective. From that logbook, what we then do is we develop a plan, an internal plan based on the logbook. And then from that plan, we break it down into smaller chunks.
And the logbook gets up. So just to follow through on that, so the logbook then gets submitted to the faculty, right?
At the end of the day, they need to do a report once they're all done with their. But for us, it's just to make sure from an accountability perspective. So our logbook is different from the one that the students have. They've got a logbook to say this needs to be covered. We use that and we break it down into smaller chunks from an organizational perspective to make sure that we stick to, what they need to do, and obviously more. But we also want to make sure from a mentorship and accountability perspective that our mentors take it serious. We need to see them in the student. So they need to invest the time, put in the effort. We want to make sure that the engagement takes place. So the logbook is actually for our own purposes.
Yeah, I see. So basically, Mary, what I'm hearing here is that, and I think that could be the advice you give to your students as you help them with mathematics and science, that be careful as you do work integrated learning. HR people are busy looking, recruiting as you do your work. If you don't take it serious, they might say, he knows the stuff in terms of technical concepts, but the personality is not something we need in this company. Am I spot on, Mary? Did you have to do you sometimes have to address those issues?
Yes, that's very right, because you can't. The organization cannot have someone who has a bad behavior. You're going to chase away clients. As much as you can do your job, it means sometime along the way, it happened that you make a mistake and you are addressed. you are just going to blow. So you need to one needs to the way they communicate, their attitude. I think that's what also most companies people, because they believe in you, that if you have good attitude, they believe that they can still develop certain technical skills. It means you are willing to learn. But then if you come with the mind of intellectual, like you are more educated or have the degrees and all those kind of things, there are a lot of people who have degrees out here. They rather go have other people who have degrees. If they still don't align, we are a lot. There are a lot of people who are looking for jobs. So the attitude, it also tells you what type of a person you are. If at work you are like that, it means even personally you're still like that.
Wow. Let's change gears now, go into practical stuff. Gift, what does your portfolio entail? Tell the people what is your title and what level, where are you in the organogram of your company? What does it entail? And share with them the day in Gift's life.
Okay, thank you. So my position currently is I'm head of technical for Hexing Electrical South Africa. You can say CTO to be, perspective. So I report directly to the CEO. All right. So
wow.
my day-to-day, activities. When I did my introduction, I mentioned that our company, Hexing Electrical SA, is a manufacturer of electricity meters. We not only manufacture electricity meters, we do water meters as well. We do renewable energy products as well, such as inverters, solar panels, and lithium, batteries. So in my day-to-day, job, mostly I'm trying to align, the customer requirements with what we are offering into the market. To put into perspective, it can be through tendering, it can be through presentations. There's a lot of markets that we are yet to explore as a company. I have to go there, and match whatever problems they have with the solutions that we are offering to them. As you know, currently, most of the municipalities in South Africa are in a crisis when it comes to electricity issues. I'm sure, that's such a paining thing already for most of the, residents, whereby most municipalities are unable to pay their bills to Eskom. All right, so now our metering solutions, they come into place to try and collect, that revenue from people. I know most people are against it because, they get to pay obviously for electricity and get to be accountable. But yeah, mostly I'm offering those solutions to municipalities. We're educating the customers. We do community services whereby we educate them. Subsequently,
I think we're losing you there.
Delivery perspective.
Yeah, carry on.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so I was saying we do educational programs as well for communities where we're doing projects. We educate them on how, once we do these solutions with municipalities, how it will improve the service delivery of municipalities as well. So, that's my day-to-day. Mostly I'm doing trainings, I'm engaging with stakeholders of different projects we're doing. I'm doing research, market research of new products that are coming into the industry. The competitors, how can we beat our competitors in the next 5 years, in the next 3 years? Which direction do we need to take from a product perspective? How do we beat, Actom? Mary works for Actom, but how do we beat? How do we beat Actom? With our products and services. And also from Trudy side, how do we beat Ontec from our systems solution? So yeah, it's that's the work that I do. There's more to that, but yeah, primarily that's what I'm doing throughout the day or throughout the week.
I want to say, Mr. Tima,
this is beautiful.
We're all friends, but we're all competitors. The industry.
Indeed. And I think the beauty of it is that you are growing the sector.
Correct,
right?
correct, yeah. Yeah, correct. I think, as I said from my last, explanation, when I came to this industry with the program, it was still a very small industry at that time. Although there were companies that were, already, distributing metering products. Even for me at that time, I didn't really look at metering as an industry. When I was doing my training, that's when I got to learn, how important this field is. It's a field that's so small that we know each other. All of us, we know each other. But when you're in a university level, you don't think of such an industry as metering. You're thinking more maybe at a ESCOM level. You're going to be doing transformers. You're going to be designing electrical infrastructure. But it's an industry that has grown, at such a huge rate over the past, I would say, 10 years, and definitely very exciting for young individuals to enter at this moment, because we are in such a critical stage as a country when it comes to the power grid, of which most people are already aware of. And this is one of the most critical industry in that space in terms of the solutions that we're offering.
Look, I mean, listen to that articulation about the industry, Trudy. I mean, when did all this happen? You must be sitting there, wow. This man reports directly to the CEO. And he might as well just actually represent the entire industry in terms of the future, in terms of motivation.
He is the future.
Yeah.
Very proud of
Wow.
what he's.
Beautiful. Mary, let's hear the day in Mary's life. Your title and what does your portfolio entail? I think you touched on it, but let's just focus on it in particular.
Thank you. Yes, I'm currently at Actom and I'm still new. Thank you. So I specialized, I'm a tender step specialist actually. So I do tenders, I do proposals, and a little bit of prepaid help desk. That's what like I said, I like always helping people. So I know the relevant questions that need to ask these people, and they're saying Hexing meter is giving us an issue. That, are you sure you did not breach? Are you sure? And give them those short code, which some of them, they still don't know that they have access to those short code, and just give them a little bit of like explaining to them in the simplest terms of how to communicate with their meters. And then also, if there is a client comes with their problems, I'm able to assist them in terms of choosing the right product for the right specification required. Sometimes I'll go to, if one of our product does not entail certain specification in the proposal, then I'll have to go to Gift for him to advise, as he's more technical, because he's in a very manufacturing side and has been in this industry for a long time. So I also go back to him for advice. We also do systems. So most of my task is proposal. You give me a problem, I must come up with a solution. Do you need a product or do you need a system? So I need to give you the right product, or give you options to choose from. So that's what I'm in. I do escalation, price escalation. If it's a project for 3 years or 5 years, obviously if a pen this year was R1, next year the high possibility to be R5. So I need to motivate a product. I need to motivate that why the pen is no longer R1, now it's R5. So I also do that. And when doing proposal, it's very important to understand the terms and conditions. It's very important. The same way when you sign a contract or when you get a loan, those terms and conditions, those small terms and conditions, most of the time they're written in small. So I need to go line by line and make sure that we comply. and propose if something is different from our policy, that I have to state it down that we are able to do this, but under certain conditions, so that should we be awarded, we should know exactly what we are involving ourselves into. So it's very important to understand the terms and the condition. It might look very simple, only to find there are hidden things behind on the terms and conditions.
Wow. So I assume that the two of you, and even Trudy included, in your organizations, there must be some continuous training and development, especially when it comes to the commercial side of business, because you don't come from commerce, you come from engineering. But listening to you talking about what you do, it looks like 80% of what you do is very much commercial. When did you learn all these aspects of the business? Because your degree doesn't teach you those.
Definitely, my degree did not introduce me to those, but it gave me an idea to think abroad. Remember, we are engineers. We come up with a solution, and you need to be you need to be very crucial with details and accuracy. Yes. So I've always when I started in my career at Macrocom, to be specific, because that's where I think they really sharpened me. That's where I learned that as much as there is metering, I still need to learn more. Like the same meter, can I write something about that meter? The specification of that meter. Even if they give me their log, their brochure, am I able to put it in a technical format? And then also I am that type of a person. I don't just like relaxing like this. If I'm done with whatever that I have to do, I can go to marketing. If they're going to market a product, they're going to market my product. I know it better than them. So it's easy for me to go with them. And then if there is a client to ask more details, like technically, I'm able to step in. I was never in the tendering until I also went there. I want to know that, yes, we are using this product that I'm busy testing here, doing the data analysis and all that. But how do you apply? How do you get this? Then that's why I started helping them. I started as a only doing the technical specification only. I never did the pricing and all that. I never liked pricing. I just wanted to choose for you the product, and then commercial people, marketing people should give you the price on that. For me, it's just to give you a right product that will do the right specification. That only, I think, when I got to Actom, that's where now I have to do everything in one. I'm also involved in making sure that I have the product, the stock. I do stock take inventory. I also do that. So I also outsource product metering. If we don't have enough products, I'm able to propose different products that we have. We have different brands. Whatever type of a meter you need, I just source it out for you. So I think I learned that, and I've been taken through the training. Like now, like pricing, we have to know the standards. You can't just calculate that next year the price will go up by 100%. You need to prove that. There's a calculation that you need to go according to that. And also in terms of like some tenders, they have the what you call the government contract conditions. There is the standard format, but each municipal or client, they will have their own way of maybe elaborating one of the sentence there, like going into details. So we need to also understand the terms and conditions of you need to know the engineering contracts. You need to know engineering contracts. What does it say? It's like law, the law of engineering. You need to know when it comes to the terms and conditions, the contracts. So I've learned those when I was exposed this side. Then I was like, it means now I need to. I'm no longer in the field. There are people who are in the field, but I just have to make sure that the product that I'm giving them. Remember, you're giving a product because you still need to make money. But to make that money, we need to make sure that we are on the same conditions with our client, so that they don't just say we are no longer happy with your product. There's a contract that we both of us signed that are buyers, so we need to understand that too.
Beautiful, beautiful. We're moving closer to the end. That's great. Thank you so much. I want you, Mary and Gift, think about some closing shots. But in your closing shots, I want you to share with us where is the future taking you to, academically, educationally, and professionally. But Trudy, I just want, this has been a great moment for you. I mean, these are your products, your graduates, and now your colleagues and even your competitor. So you must be very, very proud. I just want you to reflect for somebody out there that is working for companies that take students, that says, I don't have time to be training students. I'm here to do my work. Leave me alone. I want you to, as a closing remarks and reflection, advise them the beauty of being involved in a program like this and come to a point where you are, what they need to sort of like take into consideration. And then, of course, you're welcome to also say goodbye to our viewers as you wrap up.
Thank you. I think they're missing out, really. There's so much potential out there. They come with fresh ideas. Is it on my side?
We can hear you.
Okay. I think they are missing out. They're definitely missing out. The opportunity to bring in some fresh blood, new ideas. They're full of energy. Some companies used to doing one thing one way. Bringing in the new ideas. They've got lots of good ideas. Yeah. Don't do yourself a disservice. Get them to come in, give them an opportunity, but also don't just bring. I think the mistake is when you bring the graduates or the interns and there's no mentor, there's no plan, right? And also it takes time. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. So you need to walk the journey with them and slowly you'll start seeing the investment. You'll get your return on investment eventually. With our batch of learners that we've onboarded now, you see how they develop because you're investing the time. And it relieves so much of that additional work that your senior technicians are busy with. They learn and you can move some of those tasks. They can focus on the future while these guys can help, by taking off that burden, but also learning in the process. I think, and GIF can also speak from experience. The moment you give them an opportunity and then you see how they flourish, and the organization in itself, it's. I think the results is right there. The proof is in the pudding. If you look at what we've got, in a Miri and in a gift, give them an opportunity and they'll show you. That's all I can say. I mean, it's
there is fulfillment personally, but also for the organization and for the country. I mean, and the sector. Kudos to you guys. I mean, you are playing not just inside your companies, you're playing a role beyond into the industry. And today now we are talking to the whole nation and the world. So I'm sure the nation of South Africa is proud to hear these stories of inspirations. Thank you so much, Trudy, for being the instigator.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful, beautiful. Mary, what does the future hold for us? Where are you heading to with your professional journey and educational as well? Or are we done?
No, we're not done. Actually, I froze my studies. We're not done. We freeze them. We take a break and we rest and then go back again. No, definitely no. There's still more to learn, especially if you're in engineering. You still need to know some business admin. So it's very important to also do some business course. as much as so that you grow even on the managerial positions. So yeah, I still want to be an energy engineer. I still want to be an GCC engineer. So I still want to go back to complete my masters. Like I said, I froze it. I did not. I still want to go finish my BCom in supply chain and operation management because I froze it.
Wow.
Yeah, like education, it never ends. It never ends because even doctors still learn, even though they are still doctors.
Yeah, we will all make sure that we follow you on LinkedIn so that we can keep up to date with the change in your status from now onwards. Right? Please accept our proposals to connect.
I do.
Thank you.
Thank
Lovely.
you.
Gift, where is the future taking us?
The line is broken
You know,
now.
I think for me, I definitely still have a few, few more years left in the industry. You know, I've had some thoughts about being, independent in future. I think I always discussed this with Trudy, to say I want to learn as much as I can, and then be able maybe to do my own things. In terms of studies, I'm also guilty of just freezing freezing my studies. So I was doing my MBA, but I've stopped just a little bit, due to struggle with managing time. But I'm more moving towards being commercial. This industry, as I said, is still a very new industry and still very welcoming. Yearning for more talent to come through. To the industry. So if I was a young, engineering graduate, it's definitely a field that I'd look at, entering, because there's going to be more opportunities in the coming years. The field itself is actually evolving. There's now more fields that are parallel to metering, because metering is not only about the physical meters. It comes with solutions as well that are more web-based solutions. We have vending systems, that assist people with purchasing electricity. We have systems that read meters remotely, and only now municipalities and utilities in South Africa have started adopting such solutions. So it's still an industry that I see myself in the next coming years. Be it with as an employee, or maybe independently. So, but yeah, definitely that's what I can say. For now, I'm still in the industry, and I really hope more and more graduates can look into this industry. It's an exciting field to be in, and it's growing at such an eccentric rate at this moment. So there will be more opportunities for young professionals to learn and what they can learn. I mean, you can see from me and Mary, we are in the same field, but do to that we do.
Beautiful,
but she focuses on another, delivery, and I focus on another. Yeah.
I want to say from the vending perspective, we've been doing vending for 30 years.
Correct.
Maybe I should come over to the Ontec side.
I know. But competition is getting tough. Yeah.
Trudy, there is a question here. I want us to verbalize it, and somebody out there maybe can help. Aviani Felicity Molaudzi. Do you offer something similar to WIL for students from universities that do not require WIL program?
Absolutely.
So I think she's probably referring to, yeah, carry on.
We do. We've got students. There's some institutions that do not require, and we do onboard them. Yes, absolutely.
Will this be the comprehensive universities?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I can imagine that companies like yourselves, I mean, all of you, your companies, I'm sure are recruiting from various sources. It's not like you're only looking for universities of technology. You must be looking for FET colleges, comprehensive universities, academies. But some companies do even have bursaries, funds, and they take interns. I mean, interns of universities, not necessarily WIL. And I'm sure if they come to Ontec, they will feel the same touch. I don't think you give them different touches just because they are not WIL.
No, absolutely. And I mean, we also do funding as well. We've had some bursaries in the beginning of the year as Ontec. And I think I've mentioned to you as well, with some instances, our FM is very excited because there's a student in finance, she's in finance now, and we're bringing her in. So Ontec sponsored her from school into university, and now we're bringing her into the organization. So that for us is exciting, to see the full.
I know I said that you are wrapping up. Can you, each one of you, just punt your company? Just one sentence about the name of your company and what they stand for, because we are here because of them supporting us in terms of what we do. So Trudy, while you are on the line, I mean, somebody might have just tuned in and they don't know who is Trudy and which company is.
So I'm Trudy Abrams. I'm with a company called Ontec Systems. We are in the utility space with public and private utilities. We deal with smart technology. We provide end-to-end metering solutions for utility management, prepaid right up into smart rate metering. We do data analytics and revenue assurance. And we specialize in water, electricity, and in gas.
Wonderful. Congratulations to Ontec. Is that ontec.co.za?
That is correct. Ontec.co.za. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Mary, let's just come back to you quickly as well.
Thank you. I'm from Actom, the division called Actom Protection and Control, because Actom is very big. We have transformers, we have switchgear, we have static, we have electrical machines, we have a lot. So I'm from the protection and control. So it's also falls under the smart technologies. So yeah, I'm in the department called metering. So we have different departments, we have different divisions. So yes, thank you.
Yeah, they can also check your website is actom.com.
Yes, www.actom.co.za. That's where they'll find all the what you call the division, all the divisions. That's the main website.
Okay, beautiful. And then of course, Gift.
Thank you, Mr. Tsima. So I'm in the company called Hexing Electrical South Africa. We, like Trudy, we offer end-to-end metering solution, but we are a manufacturer. We manufacture electricity meters. We have a wide range of electricity meters for different requirements, be it from municipalities, be it from the private sector. We also manufacture water meters. Private water meters, postpaid water meters, and then we also manufacture renewable energy products. So we have a different brand name, for all the three products. So, the meters, they fall under Hexing Electrical SA. Our water meter division is referred to as Z-Link. And then our renewable, energy falls under Voltec, which you would have seen in maybe most distributors for solar. So we offer end-to-end solutions for municipalities. We sell our meters to municipalities. We design solutions for municipalities to be able to recover their money from clients and be able to sustain their revenue over a long period of time with other parallel solutions.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And is hexing.com or .co.za?
Hexingsa.co.za.
Beautiful. And of course, we did tag all the three companies in our post on LinkedIn. So it's there so people can check. And Ilewurile Mulise is also helping there. It says Ontec, Actom, and Hexing. We see you. Well done. Great stuff. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This was beautiful. This was the 19th edition of the WIL University of Technology Student Academic Development Support and Work Integrated Learning Show, brought to you by COMETSA Friends and Supporters Club in partnership, WIL University of Technology Cooperative Education Department, live at COMETSA Television Network. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been wonderful. I'm really honored to have had you here. And of course, to our viewers that have been participating on the chat boxes here, we really appreciate your interest in this discussion. And then, of course, let me thank the team at VUT Cooperative Education for always being supportive. And of course, my colleagues at COMETSA for making it possible. And I'm broadcasting today from Birchwood Hotel and OR Tambo Conference Center here in the city of Ekurhuleni in Boksburg, just outside OR Tambo International. Ladies and gentlemen, stay in the show, in the studio as I'm disconnecting with our and then of course next month, the last Wednesday of the month, same time as always. Thank you. Stay on the line, colleagues. Goodbye.
Thank you.